Hey, it's Lokazi. Thanks for joining me again for another game. Here we have ROOTSlush versus LiquidRet. This is game 2 of the lower bracket of MLG Columbus, round 7. And we have ROOTSlush spawning in the 9 o'clock position here as the red Zerg, and LiquidRet spawning in the, what position is this? I guess the 6 o'clock position as the blue Zerg here on Metalopolis. So they are close by air position, so they are going to scout each other in about 1 second. Oh look, Overlord. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a slow-moving jellyfish floating through the air. Oh yeah, me too. Let's go scout out what the other guy's doing. Sounds good. So they're on their way to each other's bases. They're not going to be able to hide or go for any type of severe build differentiation without the other person knowing exactly what is going on. And it looks like a drone is being sent. I'm not sure what that drone was doing. It was rallied actually away from the mineral. Not really sure what that was about. He's mining from every mineral patch, so he wasn't specifically doubling up on purpose by rallying it there. Only ROOTSlush knows, I guess. Now, Root Gaming, of course, a gaming team that just has a ridiculous number of Zerg players. They're all very good, and all with very interesting styles. Rhett looks like he's moving out to drop an expansion, actually. And it looks like Slush is also going to drop an expansion. They're chilling over each other's bases. They know that there's no pool down, so they're like, oh, okay, so I guess we can both macro a little bit then. So kind of no rush 5 minutes, LOL, called here. There, of course, the little spam. I think the red player is going to say it every time. And an extractor going down at almost the exact same, a little bit behind ROOTSlush's extractor. Pool going down first for LiquidRet, though. So we'll have to see another Overlord actually making its way over from LiquidRet to ROOTSlush's base. Interesting to see where he places those Overlords. It's really interesting to see how high-level players position their units when it's in a mirror match. I was watching some other mirror match. I think it was Maro versus, I don't remember, some other Zerg. And they were actually, I think it was Moon, they were sending their Overlords up the exact same pattern, mirroring each other. Literally, if you laid a mirror between their two bases, they were the exact same. It was creepy how similar they were. Expansions finishing up for both players, pools finishing at the same time as those expansions. More drones and a transfer being made for Rhett here. In the meantime, Slush goes for Zergling speed and 2 queens, while Rhett picks up his speed just a few seconds later and his queens a few seconds earlier. Actually putting his drones back on gas. Same with Slush. It seems like it might be a Baneling type of build with putting them back on gas this early. Either that or straight into roaches off this 2 base. I'm not sure, but it definitely requires, there it is, Baneling Nest there out of LiquidRet, and Baneling Nest out of ROOTSlush. So both of them doing the exact same build, where you pull the drones off the gas for just a little bit, and then you throw them back on there. Speed mostly done for both players. And they're just getting their Overlord highways set up here. These Zerglings actually spread out in a line to concave and surround any Zerglings that come in, and their micro wall was rewarded with a pick-off of 1 Zergling there. 14 more Zerglings being produced there by LiquidRet. He's actually morphing his Banelings far away, which I think is interesting, unless he leaves 1 or 2 here. Oh, he sees the Zerglings coming because the speed finished first for Slush. And Slush is going to run away, leaving these 2 Banelings out in the open. But looks like, oh, he tried for a run by and he does not get by with that many of his Zerglings. Actually, quite a few being blown up there by Banelings. But this Queen looks like it might die just to these 2 Zerglings. It does! A big pick-off there by ROOTSlush. Meantime, out here in the middle, looks like it was all cleaned up by LiquidRet, so he has a massive unit advantage here. He's at 24 Zerglings and 4 Banelings to 10 Zerglings and 2 Banelings. So if he can press his advantage here, he has the game in the bag. Baneling's unfortunately walking right by those queens though. But it looks like a queen gets picked off. Will the second queen get picked off in time? No, the Zerglings run by straight into the mineral line, trying to equalize the... Well, actually, red is really far ahead on drones. How did he get so far ahead? He lost his queen earlier, and he's further ahead on drones. And all those Zerglings a little bit mismicroed there, getting blown up at the top of the ramp for LiquidRet. 4 or 5 Zerglings for Baneling, not too bad. More Zerglings coming in. It looks like Ret is going to have this game in the bag after those first few exchanges. Trying to pick off that queen, but instead just deciding to surround and kill off the rest of the Zerglings. Baneling's coming down the ramp, and they do connect, and they get 6, 7 Zerglings with 1 Baneling. This one Zergling, though, he's like, oh, I guess I'll just pick off this queen by myself. 1, 2, one more hit. He picks off the queen by himself. Hero Zergling right there. So Slush is down to no queens. Meantime, Ret has rebuilt the queen he lost, has transitioned into roaches, and is about to roll across the field with 6 roaches, as well as quite a few Zerglings. Well, 6, but when there's only 8 on the other side, 6 is plenty enough to go with those roaches. And Ret just in the dominant position here. I don't think there's any way he can lose out of this. These 6 roaches can kill everything that Slush has. More Zerglings coming out for Slush as a last defense. Roaches positioning himself very well near this ramp, making it a little bit hard to surround them. In the meantime, Ret, GG well played out of ROOTSlush, calling the game there. And this will go into Game 3. And these are best of 3 series, so had Ret lost this, it would have been an ender. So we're going on to Game 3 in the lower division of Round 7 between ROOTSlush and LiquidRet. I will catch you guys in just a minute. This was Lokazi.